Welcome back to Sunrider. The Mask of Arcadius has just been released, and that is what we are about to tackle. So this is the first day. The game itself has only been out for a couple hours at most, I'd say. And sadly, the save files as of right now are not compatible with the new version. So we are going to be kind of starting from scratch. But let's go ahead and begin Mask of Arcadius. Okay, welcome to the campaign. To rebuild your storyline, select choices you made after the fall of Sarah. Oh crap, I don't even remember. I don't know, pirate ship. We came aboard the Sunrider. Professional, I don't know. Went for the Pack Spire. I saved the diplomats. I don't remember this choice. I don't know. I think I sided with Ava there. When Akari got into a fight with Kriska. It's been too long since I played. I don't know. Did that say technology would be dangerous in misused? Sticking to captain. Now, I should also mention, I'll explain once we get to battle. Begin first commander's log. It's been months since we've been marooned on this godforsaken place. Day by day, the crew's discipline begins to decay. I feel the chain of command dissolving with each day. I can see it in the eyes of the crew. The chances of rescue are remote. Some of the rowdiest of our crew even suggested starting a settlement here, so far away from the raiment of civilization. I fear it's only a matter of time until we lose all control over the crew and we have a mutiny on our hands. Until then, I, First Officer Ava Crescentia, will do my best to maintain order. So does that mean she's going to explain how the sandcastles are going to be built, or what? Even if. Hey Ava, what you doing over here? It's still Commander Crescentia, Saga. But the captain said no ranks while we're on vacation. No. Oh my, it seems like they've gotten even bigger again. Bikini straps are going to burst at this rate. Put those away. Are you scared of my rockets? Maybe you just attach some armor to your rider, you wouldn't have to live in constant fear of rockets. What did you say? I'm sorry, I wouldn't want to make myself so huge that I mistakenly mated by a space whale. And it looks like we're starting off on one of these episodes. And I haven't even begun to talk about that monstrosity of a rider you have. What? You? What's the matter? Lost your cool, soldier boy? Permission to engage, Commander. Mercenary scum? Too slow, as usual. Oh my, Chigara, you still have so much to catch up to until you can compete with me. Captain's not interested in those things. Captain's not interested in those things. Captain's not interested in those things. Hey Ava, so is it true you made out with the captain while you were in junior high? Armor. Speed. Armor. Speed. At this point, I think Ava would just want to leave them there, but... Fatality. Captain, I must protest the decision to grant the crew extended shore leave during these pressing times. Ava? After that battle at Farport, I think everyone deserves a rest. Besides, the main Pact fleet's been dealt a decisive blow. With the debris of Pact's capital ships in orbit around Farport, the remainder of the war will be fought in the neutral rim and not Alliance space. We put Pact on the defensive and saved a few billion lives in the process. I think that calls for a bit of celebrating, don't you? Those results were only possible through constant vigilance, Captain. We cannot afford to let our guard down merely because we have won the first battle of the war. Indeed, we left square-base combat for hex-based combat. It's going to be that much harder to dodge. Pact's fleets are still vast and mighty. Cullen was a mere fool. Arcadius isn't. Pact will be back. Ava? Out of all the people on board the ship, you need a break the most. When was the last time you did something fun? Isn't Boston people around fun? Fun? Yes, fun. But the paperwork can wait. Buy yourself a swimsuit, get some drinks, make some mistakes. That's an order. Absolutely unbelievable. It must be strange to be on a mixed-sex ship. What do you mean? In the Alliance, all ships are single-sex, so I came from a ship where my subordinate and superior officers are all female. I never knew the Alliance did things that way. Such measures were adopted to enforce discipline. And does it? Anyways, I can't believe all this stuff's in one station. The Lydia is one of the biggest resort space stations in Alliance space. With over 100 acres of beach and forest, it's the ideal place for a vacation. Just another one of the Alliance's cutting-edge technologies. The commander's been gone for a long time. You suppose she finally cracked? Maybe she's hiding inside a cove somewhere pretending to give orders to a bunch of hermit crabs. We're back, with some more food. Who's that babe with you, Captain? Deeper down the rankings, Shigar goes. Attention all hands. It has come to my attention that the Captain wishes to see us rested up for the battles to come. Well, it is my desire to run a tight ship. Sometimes exceptions must be made for the good of the crew. So let's crack open this bottle already and get this over with. So, she's a mean drunk, isn't she? Well, that took care of the food. Now I wonder who I should talk with. Let's start at the top and work our way down. How's it going, Captain? It's nice to be out here for a change. Never knew stuff like this even existed. Man, I definitely should have left for UV earlier if I knew all the stuff the rest of the galaxy had. Always being cooped up in the Star Palace was so boring. Nothing but dry lessons and old geezers. How'd you learn to pilot like that anyways? Snuck in some time with that simulator in Shigar's lab, but I guess I was good at that sort of thing from the start. Right a long time ago, all Ryuvian girls had to learn how to pilot. The greatest pilot in the Empire was called the Shar. It's kind of a mix between the word princess and destiny. In other words, it was the fate of all Ryuvian girls to become fierce warriors who defended the Empire. I remember reading something about that too. In fact, the practice was so long-lived that most rider pilots in the former Ryuvian territories are still female. In fact, we have a resident expert who could tell us more about this. It is as the saga speaks. In my time, the princes sought to wed only the most deadly and graceful Shar. It was the dream of every girl to master the art and wed the well-bred prince. Naturally, the Shar's genes were consummated into the royal line. Her abilities were further augmented through genetic engineering. I imagine the Ryuvian bloodline still carries some of the genes of the Shar, even millennia after my time. Further, I believe some of the engineered genes may have passed through the ages to the current Ryuvian royals as well. Then it's no coincidence that Asaga's our best pilot. All this stuff was just boring text in the books that the maesters would force me to read. Never thought any of it mattered. Our riders were obsolete, we had no space fleets. Anyways, that's enough boring stuff. We're on the beach, let's have some fun. By the way, do you have a girlfriend, Captain? Me? No, I don't. Are you sure? Positive, I'm afraid. I see. I wonder why not. War has hardened his heart. You know, a girlfriend will really help you relax. You need someone to love in war, Captain. Men seek affection in times of peril. Why does it feel like I'm being ganged up on? Can't say I have much time to consider things like that between keeping all of you safe. I have a responsibility to all of you. Protecting all of you is much more important than thinking of myself. Just the kind of answer I was expecting. You never disappoint, Captain. Now, who should I talk with? Captain. Setting up the grill? Yes, working with my hands always was my thing. I haven't used a real grill in ages. I can't wait to try it out. Hope it doesn't disappoint. Are you working on anything else interesting, Shigara? Yes, I am. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to set up my bakery on board the Sunrider yet. To make up for the lack of necessary supplies, I've been working on inventing a fully operational food replicator. It's still in the experimental stages, but just the other day I did manage to replicate a gelatinous cube which had the unmistakable taste of pain du chocolat. That's good. It's a huge breakthrough in replication technology. Nobody's been able to replicate edible food in centuries. If the technology can be mastered, I can open an entire chain of bakeries throughout the galaxy. I can even provide my pastries straight to any home kitchen. That's always been your dream, huh? Yes, Captain. You're an awful far away from being a bakery girl right now, though. Yes. Even if I could do so many other things, I've always wanted to open a bakery. I guess I prefer a quiet and peaceful life over galactic heroics, Captain. I've always imagined that I'd set up shop in a quaint little neighborhood. All the kids would run up to it during lunchtime for the pastries. In the afternoon, the neighborhood ladies would come by to buy pastries for their families, and I'd be at the counter all day, smiling and waiting for the next customer. Wow, she's never worked in customer service. We'll live up above the store on the second floor, and eventually we'll even have little children running around to carry on the business. Please ignore that last bit, Captain. Really? Captain, please forget what I just said. It was such a nice story. I was just lost too deep in my fantasy. No, not that it was a fantasy, I mean... Shields patted Shigara on the head. Don't worry, Shigara, I know. I'll just go back to work now. Now, who should I talk with? Okay, they put a Saga back up there. It's Ava's turn, I guess. Captain, I see you made use of our booze. How's it taste? The crew's been calling these Vanguard shots. Can melt through the armor of a cruiser, they say. A cruiser, eh? Well, let me be the judge of that. As powerful as advertised? Normally I'd say it tastes like Sunrider's coolant. Being on the beach makes everything better. We shouldn't be here. We should be out there fighting the war. Having a well-rested crew will be much more useful to the war effort than us patrolling Alliance space for a few extra days. You've grown since those days. Became a leader. Well, I learned from the best. No. I'm afraid I was never cut out to be captain. I haven't changed as much as you have. You remember those days, all the members of the student council left me one by one. On day one, we had over a dozen members, but week by week, people disappeared. People who were enthusiastic and had ideas when they first joined. I never had much capacity to inspire others, I'm afraid. I still stayed. Yes, you did. And now Ava's taking a shot. She's a tough woman. Who's that girl you used to have a crush on back in those days? Huh? She was the only thing you talked about our second year. I have no idea whom you could be referring to. Alice, was she? Or Hana? The one with the golden hair. Oh, Hana. Right. Hana. How'd that end up after I left? I don't want to talk about it. The girl who broke the mighty Captain Shield's heart. The man who dropped a big old packed Venizar like it was easy, now flustered it over an adolescent romance. I'm almost ashamed to look at you. Yep, definitely a mean drunk. Shields took a shot. You always did have a weak spot for cute little things. And I'm not just referring to the puppies you have set as your desktop background. I'll go chat with the rest of the girls. I'm going to the bathroom. Should help Ava out with the food now. So I can only talk to 3, apparently. Shields arranged the meat on the grill while Ava skewered the vegetables on wooden rods. You know, doing this makes me feel almost at home. I can imagine doing this at the beach on Sarah. I remember when Murray was still young and the whole family would go to the beach together. Should have gone to the beach one last time before I left. I don't know why I didn't think of it. Captain, please do not get overly sentimental. I do not wish to have to blame the onions if you were seen by the crew crying. So what made you change your mind? Captain? It's a rare sight to see you more than an arm's length from a stack of documents, much less dressed up like that. I fulfill your orders to the letter. That's the only reason? Perhaps a little break every now and then isn't so bad. I don't remember ever going to the beach with family. I'm afraid such frivolities are lost in my family. Not even once? I do not recall. We went together one summer when you were 16. Oh, please, like I had time for that when I was 16. Even back then you brought paperwork with you and tried to do it on the beach. Not that you were successful. You're making this up. Actually, it was a student council team building trip. I remember only because I was the one who organized it. There was this one chick in the team who just wouldn't shut up. She'd be texting with one hand without even looking at the screen and yapping about something totally different at the same time. I never figured out how she did that. Reminds me of a certain someone. There was another girl who seriously must have worn the same hair ribbon every day. I swear, couldn't she at least change the color? Every day that same damned red ribbon. I wonder how she even washed it. I remember I had to sit behind her for a month and I couldn't see anything else except the red ribbon. Kazumi. One of your crushes. You must have liked staring at that red ribbon all day instead of learning galactic history. You remember her? She'd always start spinning her hair and her fingers whenever she was nervous? No, only you would remember a detail like that, Captain. Really takes me back, though. Ava dropped the vegetables and went over to Shield's side. What's wrong? The onions are strong. I should never have put my hands to my face. How strong could they be? Shields picked up an onion. Damn. Shields groaned and backed away. Suddenly gained flashbacks to when they shot us with nerval gas during training. Permission to be excused? Granted, and give me a pack of ice for my eyes while you're at it. Saga left the sea breeze waft through her hair. They can even simulate the wind. She caught a glimpse of Shields and turned her head. As if caught in a trance, Saga gazed at him. Captain. Chigara. Claude. Guess what? What? This is your perfect opportunity to tell the captain how you feel about him. Claude, that's supposed to be a secret. Who knows, maybe this hot weather is getting to him and he'll want to blow off some steam with you. No way, I'm not going to... Oh, really? Then I guess it's alright if I take him all for myself, then. No. Better make your move quickly, then. Seriously, you two are acting like two junior high girls. It's not a big deal, just tell him how you feel, Chigara. And then, what if he doesn't like me? It's not like it's the end of the world, you just move on. I'm not sure if I could. You're so hopeless. Hey, hero girl, help me talk some sense into your friend here. Me? Yes, you. Tell her that keeping her feelings to herself won't accomplish an iota of good. You've already been through hell and back, Chigara. Come on, compared to what we've been through, what's there to be scared about? And who knows, tomorrow one stray quantum torpedo could end it all. And the captain would have never known that there was a girl named Chigara who liked him. Are you gonna let that happen? It's a bit morbid, but I guess true. I hate shit like this. Come on, hero, give me some backup. But I'm over here. Yeah, Chigara, you can do this. Remember how you're always repairing me whenever I get busted up in battle? You save my hide more than I can count. Basically what I'm saying is that you're my friend, the best one I ever had. You can do this, Chigara. I believe in you. Remember, I can always snatch the captain away. You know, I've already touched his thing. I must say, it was quite impressive. Can't breathe. Good going, you idiot. You broke Chigara. We need to put her back together. Saga splashed some water on Chigara's head. Okay, I'm going to do it. You're going to give the captain a... Claude was cut off through swift application of Akari's kick. Alright, we'll just have to lure the commander away from him. Boob rockets, you're with me. We're going to plan our diversionary tactics together. After it's done, we'll all go celebrate at the nearest Stardust. Akari marched away with Claude in tow. Yeah. Oh dear, oh dear. Shields picked up a piece of meat from the grill and placed it on Chigara's plate. Here you go, a hearty piece for our chief. Goodbye. What's gone into her? Akari gave Shields a loud slap on the back, a bottle of beer in her other hand. Yo, Captain. You ain't so bad after all. You know, when I first joined this ship, I had my doubts. But you got us through that foobar at Fireport, alright? Never figured you'd be the type to order a frontal assault with only 200 ships against 5 packed fleets. We'll love to see the look on old Pigman's face when we finally roasted him. My apologies, Captain. It appears that our mercenary is quite intoxicated. Shut up. Akari took another swig of the bottle. Don't be so stiff, soldier boy. We're all privateers here. Alright, that's enough, ladies. Shields filled Akari's plate with meat. There you go. Captain, we seem to be missing someone. Figured as much. Here, take the grill. Sure. Sola, I assume? Yep. Thought I'd find you here. The stars give me peace. I much prefer the sound of the waves to the clamor of loud gatherings. Shields gave a plate of food to Sola. You must be hungry. Sola took a bite of the cooked onion. Suddenly a shooting star sailed through the night sky. Ah. Even if it is nothing more than a holographic illusion, the skies here remind me of my home at Fireport. Shields took a seat on the rocks next to Sola. Home, huh? Tell me about home. I was not always a princess. For most of my life, I was merely a lowly peasant, hardly worth more than the livestock we raised. Home was a small wooden cottage. The winters were too cold and the summers were too hot. We survived on what we grew in the garden and the game I caught in the forest. An odd beginning for the Princess of Ryuvia. My mother was a commoner whom my father had taken to his fancy while he was a prince. She was taken by dreams of living in the palace, of being taken care of. However, none of those dreams came to pass. We were abandoned, forgotten. She wasted away, waiting for him to return. It was foolish. For her, he must have meant the world. Do you recall how I told you of the death of the Emperor and his heir? You said the Emperor and his heir were assassinated, and that began a war for succession between your father, the second prince, and Crow Harbor, his second brother. Indeed, but I have suspicions the one who assassinated the Emperor and the first prince was my own father. The Ryuvian court of my era was a snake pit. Betrayals, assassinations, machinations, they were a part of the palace culture. Instead of becoming emperor, though, your father's assassination plot triggered a war of succession with his stepbrother. Yes. The Civil War raged for many years until the empire was on the verge of collapse. It became clear drastic measures had to be taken. The Charlak had to be awakened. But the true Princess of Ryuvia was a stranger to hardship. She was too selfish to sacrifice her life for the Empire. Yes, so she used her connections to find me. The King's men seized me 3 years after my mother's passing. I knew nothing of royal succession or of palace intrigue, yet I found myself in the midst of my father's dangerous game. I was taken from my home and pressed into service. So your father essentially abandoned you and then kidnapped you when he needed you to save his own hide. At first I was angry, but I realized the task before me was too great to be abandoned. The future of the Empire was in my hands. I chose to wield the Charlac to defend my homeland. You must have been terrified. You did a brave thing. It is strange. For the first time in my life, I was happy. Even though I knew what awaited me at the end of my mission, the people called me the Princess of Ryuvia. I remember, after each victory, marching through the Arch of Destiny on Ryuvia Prime and being hailed as the Char by the people. The knowledge I, a simple country girl, would die a hero of the Ryuvian people filled me with such unspeakable pride. Shields put his hand on her shoulder. Ah, nobody has spoken those words to me before. I had expected to die for such a long time that I had forgotten what it meant to live. Scylla covered her face. Unexpectedly, they heard Asaga's voice. The rest of the team tailed behind her. There they are. Come here, Captain. We have more food. Shields gave Scylla his hand. Shall we go? Scylla took Shields' hand and pulled herself up. Captain. Yeah? I do not know why I was brought to this timeline, or what purpose I will find here, yet I now know it was not a travesty, but a fortune. It is still premature to tell if the sorrows of the past are truly behind me, but you have my appreciation, not as a princess, but as a common girl. My pleasure. I sense another formidable rival has appeared. What did I miss? Seriously, I have no idea what you all see in him. Absolutely unbelievable. The team crashed into their log cabin for the night. I'm so full. I expect all crew to be on their best behavior for this overnight stay. While we may all be sleeping under one roof, I remind all of you that we are proud soldiers of the Yahoo! Who's up for some strip poker? Let's pull an all-nighter. Winner gets to sleep in the captain's room. Looks like I have to lock my door tonight. I never want to win then. We need to bet something else. How about loser has to run around the cabin 6 times, naked? How shameful. Scared to show off what's dangling between your legs, soldier boy? You. Unbelievable. Captain, say something. It's your fault for not bringing muzzles, Ava. Shields shrugged. Have fun? Shields turned around and went to his room. Ava nearly fainted. Come on, Commander, we need to get you into this game too. Kari and Claw grabbed Ava by the arms and sat her down. Here's something to soothe the nerves. Glass of wine? This is highly inappropriate. Section 39A, line 98 strictly forbids games of chance on board all. Kari raised the glass and lowered the wine into Ava's mouth. Vessels of This wine is actually quite impressive. A little something I've been saving in the Phoenix's hidden compartment. Merchant I got from claimed it to be the lost wine from the cellars of the 4th Ryuvian dynasty. Honestly, it's good enough to almost believe it. Ava poured herself another glass. Well, I believe it is best for me to remain here to supervise you all then. Make sure that we're all in compliance with Saren regulations. Exactly my thoughts, Commander. Ava angrily poured herself another glass. Then when I was in the 7th grade, he got into this goo-goo-eyed girl. What was her face? Flora? When just the month before he was still falling over Hana. Absolutely unbelievable. Such impropriety. And so it became my mission, this Ava Crescentia, to finally beat some sense into this man. I never knew. But not even that was enough. Oh no. After that there was another one of those lambs that he fancies. What was her name? The library girl. Commander, perhaps you've had a bit too much to drink? I'm fine, I don't feel anything. That's usually a sign you've had too much. Looks like Operation Fine Wine is working. Here's your chance, Chigara. I'm not sure if I can. Claude poured some wine down Chigara's lips. Now or never. Chigara will try her best. Yep, who needs real courage when you have the liquid variety? Chikara found shields on the wooden deck outside his room. There you are, Captain. The girls getting a bit rowdy in there? You could say that. Suddenly, I have no idea what I'm supposed to say. Could have sworn I imagined how I would do this 1,000 times before. Well, Chief, we couldn't have done it without you. No. Please don't call me that, Captain. Call me Chigara. Alright. Meanwhile, the remaining contents of the cabin spilled out and gathered in a nearby bush. What are we doing out here? Shh, Commander, they'll hear us. I don't know what's happening. I ordered you to take me back. Come on, just watch the show. What show? My heart's pounding so hard it feels like it's gonna explode. And there's a typo there. But I'm not even the one who's gonna confess to the captain. Gotta stay still, gotta stay still. Besides, I've seen enough anime on the Hollow to know these kinds of confessions always get interrupted. That's why I was thinking about who's not there, and I'm thinking Kriska. As if Claude could hear Asaga's thoughts, Claude pulled out a comm badge. What's that? Chigara's communicator, just to make sure there are no interruptions. My chances just plummeted. I went one step further and disabled all electronic communications within a 500-foot radius of here. Never underestimate me. Not even Arcadius dropping from the sky is going to keep those two from getting it on tonight. You guys really went into this. No way. Oh. Is there something wrong? You look really pale, Chigara. Oh no, no. The wine suddenly hit me all at once. She's gonna throw up on him, isn't she? I'm suddenly dizzy. They're going to do what? Shh, Commander, it's just all in good fun. This is highly improper. I must put an end to this immediately. I got some more wine for you, Commander. Oh. They even shut down the commander. Captain, save me. Chigara swayed into Shield's arms. He caught her before she collapsed face first into the wooden deck. Chigara, are you alright? And there's Kriska. Not good, not good. Ooh. One for the holograph. Captain. Yes, Chigara? Why are you always so cold, Chigara? I'm not sure what you mean. We all worry about you. I always worry about you. There's a shadow over you, but you never let us get close enough to help. You don't have to carry your burden yourself, Captain. I'm here. I never expected my first command to turn out this way. I was probably the youngest captain in the Saren fleet. Command had to train a bunch of us fresh recruits to fly the Sunrider. We're the greenest ship of the Sara fleet, and here we are fighting for the fate of the galaxy. All of your lives are in my hands. The lives of billions of innocents throughout the galaxy are mine to protect. And the blood of the millions I abandoned that day are also on my hands. I am the captain. Every decision, every triumph, every failure ultimately rests with me. It is a burden only I have to carry. Captain, why do you always want to be alone? You're always like this, to everyone. I know how it must feel. That's why I want to help. Whenever I think of what it must be like, leading us to battle all the time, I just want to... You don't have to say anything. I know. Then there's nothing for me to say, is there? Shield stroked Chigara's hair. You will always be my shield. I understand. It's late. I should be going. Good night. Sleep tight. I will. Good night, Captain. Well, that ends that, I suppose. Oh well, time for us to go to bed too, I guess. Ah. Well, I believe tonight's festivities are over. Let's clean up and go to sleep. Chigara. Now I don't even know how I should feel about this. Come on, move, people. You heard the commander. Hit the bunk. Good morning. What happened? I seem to distinctly remember. Unbelievable. To think that I would make such a mockery of myself. I better make up for this, or else the crew will be laughing behind my back for ages. All hands form up now. Attend hut. The commander wishes to speak with you. Ah, I forgot about Sola. Well, with that, I believe we can safely say that our shore leave has concluded. While it was certainly filled with many colorful memories, and we have reaffirmed our bonds of camaraderie, we now resume our mission. The overthrow of Venazar Arcadius and the unconditional surrender of all Pact forces. Yes, ma'am. Commander. We'll hunt Arcadius down until he has nowhere to hide. We love you, Commander. Gather our things. We depart at 800 hours. We hunt the Crimson Fleet tonight. Should we return, Captain? It'll be a while until we can do this again. Part of me never wants to leave here. Just stay, bask in the sunlight, and let the war solve itself. But it looks like that will not be our fate. Is the crew ready? The crew is behind you 100%. We'll be with you every step of this journey. Alright, and you? I am, and I always will be ready to be your XO, Captain. Good. Knew I could trust you, Ava. Now let's go. We have a war to win. Good day, Captain. The ship is yours to command. What's our status? We are fully stocked and ready to go on your command. Alright, let's stretch our legs a bit. The Alliance Pact War has begun in earnest. Will be needed all across the galaxy now. Do we have any missions? Since the invasion of Versta, Pact has constructed a substantial number of orbital resupply stations around the planet. According to Alliance intel, a battleship squadron is due to arrive in Versta within days for maintenance and supplies. Our objective is to warp in, destroy the orbital resupply stations and the entire battleship squad, then warp out before Pact can warp in reinforcements from Ryuvia Prime. Versta's under lock and key. It won't be easy taking on an entire battleship squad by ourselves. Luckily, the Alliance also managed to steal Pact's maintenance schedule. We will time our attack exactly as the battleships are powered down and sink them before Pact realizes what's happening. Speed will be of the essence. Once we arrive, it will not be long before Pact musters its forces. Alright, any other missions? I picked up some rumors on the HoloNet about an ancient Ryuvian artifact hidden on Farport's moon. The strange thing is, the Alliance recently dispatched a squadron of 12 battlecruisers to the moon as well. They lost contact with the entire squad just 3 hours after the squad arrived. There's been no sign of the squad ever since. And they didn't actually have the word there. I did some more research, and it seems just about every ship which has approached that moon has disappeared as well. You suppose it's haunted? Highly unlikely, Captain. Before you get all excited about this, I should warn you that whatever managed to annihilate the Alliance squad would mop the floor with us. Alright, so let's get to it then. I was afraid of that. Finally, a mission from the Mining Union. I was wondering when Sophita would return my calls. Captain? The war has had a destabilizing influence on the Neutral Rim. A torrent of new refugees and mercenaries throughout the galaxy has led to an upsurge in piracy. Shortly after we smoked Cosette and her gang out of Tidaria, 3 more pirate groups have moved in to fill the power vacuum. The Union wishes for us to return and wipe them out. More pirates. Seems like there's never going to be an end to them. The steel industry has mushroomed thanks to the Alliance's entry into the war. The Union will need more escorts than ever before to protect its shipping lanes. Well, more money for us. I can't complain about smashing up pirates for some quick credits. That's all the missions we have for now. Thanks. Carry on, Ava. So the game crashed there. I'm going to pick up from there once the thing finally gets fixed, but as you can see, the Mask of Arcadius launch is not without some bumps. Anyway, we can start battling in the next part. Until then, I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.